Welcome back, Wrestling Junkies. Jake Hodges here. Let's get into it. In this video, I'm going to take a look at some of the reactions that come up when people fake. I'm going to use Jordan Oliver as the person who fakes and then look at some of the reactions the guys are giving them to see how we can attack the reactions they give. This is one reaction that guys will give when JO fakes. It's like full down block. All right, so he fakes, guy drops all the way down, hands to the mat, head in the way. Really hard to attack legs here, but it is a reaction that is given a lot. So there's a couple different ways you can attack it, just by circling one way or the other. You can threaten an angle on the guy. So, and to get even more in detail, like if one of his knees is down, you probably want to circle the opposite direction. So let's say our Shineron's far knees down. I think it would probably be most efficient or optimal to circle to the side that his knee is up, just because it's going to be harder for him to stay on this knee and circle away from that angle. And in any case, he would have to switch knees anyway, which gets him moving. But one way to attack a full down block after a fake is to threaten an angle. Another way would be to kind of stay down in your fake and then look to attack the guy's arms. You can attack wrists, either side, depending on which side you prefer or which side your head's on. You can attack like drags, so like wrist and then armpit. You could also look to jump front headlock, as safe as possible, right? You don't want to get re-attacked while you're going over the guy's head. But you could jump short offense position, double armpits, or front headlock. And so those are like the three main ways you could attack when the guy full down blocks. So it'd be threaten an angle, attack the guy's arms, or any short offense position. Would probably be the three ways that if I was teaching like a fake series, or if the guy full down blocks, those would be the three things I probably looked for. Like chase angle, attack wrist or arm, and then look for short offense opportunities. Here's another instance where the guy full down blocks, JO's fake, and here he's even in worse position than the previous one, where it's both knees. Again, could look to run an angle to either side, really. Guy's got both knees down, or kind of stay down on your fake and attack hands or wrists. Here, just jumping short offense would seem a little more dangerous because the guy's got his head up and he's looking at where you're going, so your chest would kind of end up on his forehead as opposed to on the back of his head. So again, I still think those three options are good ones to look for, but just in this particular case, short offense would probably be less optimal because of the guy's head position. But I think running an angle here is probably the best out of those three because he's on both knees. There is one more option actually. So right here. So as you could also wait for the guy to stand back up and see how he recovers his position. So if he just stands straight back up, so if our Shineron were to just stand straight back up with his chest high and head high, that would be an opportunity to attack again like double leg, like blast double straight to the guy's chest. So seeing how the guy recovers from a full down block is probably a good thing to add in. So we'll call it 4 options now, where it's while he's down in the down block, chase angle, attack arms, look short offense. As he's building up, look to see how he recovers, and then you could look for attacks back into him as he recovers his position. So right here's another reaction where the guy like flinches and both his legs start to go straight, which is probably not the best reaction for a defensive guy to have. So Jo fakes. Arshanen flinches, as in like he doesn't really pick his feet up that well, and his legs start to go straight. He does, however, start to match levels with his head and still has his hands down in the way. I think if his head's just a little bit higher, or his chin is just a little bit higher and his arms are starting to come up, then this is a 100% attack for Jo. So for flinch options, I think you have to kind of read where the guy's hands and head are. If he flinches and his head is in the way, so even a little bit lower than this probably, so a little more like matching head levels, I think snap would be a good option. So just reaching up, right hand to collar tie and just snapping, or right hand armpit, or even you could go left hand too. It just is your lead leg hand and would make you a little more vulnerable. But I think snapping is a good option when the guy's head is down a little lower, like matching head levels are lower. And if his head is up higher, then leg attack is probably a good option. So like double leg, and Jo does this one for sure. He'll fake, stay down, and then attack when he sees the guy's flinch. I think chest angle for how you're going to attack a flinch is probably important too. So he's more leaned over here with his chest, which means his weight's going to be out over his toes and would make a snap easier than an attack in this position. If his chest is up a little more at this angle, you'd be able to get underneath and attack like straight on double leg, or even you could start attacking like low double. So where his chest is at in his head, right? If his chest is up, his head's probably going to be up. Unless he's got Mr. Fantastic neck and can stretch his neck down while his chest is up. But that's not happening. So chest angle is probably what you're looking for. Where here it would be hard to get underneath an attack, but to pull him down and out of position with a snap or just a pull down would be good. Oh, on this flinch reaction, his chest is up a little higher and he gets him just super off balance. Like, that one's just nuts. So yeah, on this fake, when he flinches, you can kind of see his hips start to move out, leg starts to go straight. He doesn't really get his foot off the mat that well, and his chest is up a little higher than the last one, and his head is way over the top. Right, I think this is besides his hands being in the way, this is a really good time to leg attack a flinch. Right, so there's flinch, head in the way, or chest low, and there's flinch, head not in the way, or chest high. And I think flinch, head in the way is like, so you can snap him down to attack the position, and flinch, head not in the way, or chest high is a leg attack. It's going to be much harder for him to get his head all the way down in the way when he attacks, if Jo decides to attack this position. So this reaction is pretty much a no reaction, which is also considered, or at least I consider it a reaction the defensive guy can have, or the opponent can have, where Jo fakes and the guy just does nothing. Right, so it's his fake, and the guy does nothing, right? He just kind of stays in his position that he was in before, and nothing really happens. Now, I think to attack this position is probably like stay down in your fake, hesitate, and then leg attack. So, and depending on what leg attacks you like, it could be low single or double leg. Just gonna depend on how you like to attack. But no reaction from the opponent. You can attack it by just taking a leg attack, hesitate off your fake, and then go. It's like stay down and then attack right in. This time when Jo lowers his level, which could be a fake or could be an attack, right? At this point right here, like, Arshan is not sure whether he's faking or attacking, because his fake looks like his attack. So in this instance, he decides to attack. Arshan basically gives no reaction. It's a very small flinch, and on this flinch, his hands go over top, which allow him to get underneath and hit his leg attack. Something interesting about this match to note also is that we're now, 2 minutes into the match, and at the first minute, Arshan was full down blocking almost every fake, and then he was flinching, and then he was basically non-reacting, and now that he's non-reacting, Jo decides to attack. And I don't know if I can't say for certain if that's planned or not, but it's definitely what happened. So it was full down blocks for Arshan in the first minute, and then it was like flinching a little bit, kind of getting his head in the way, checking his fakes, but not really fully committing to any kind of defense. And then kind of a non-reaction a couple times, and now he basically non-reacts, and then Jo attacks it. So this reaction kind of is in its own category, where off of Jo's fake, the guy tries to immediately attack, which is why it's so important to be able to pick your front foot up after you fake. This guy just completely misses, right? And actually in some of Jo's matches, it looks like to me that he's baiting the guy into attacking his lead leg when he fakes, and he'll pick it up and hit just like a clean go behind as the guy attacks. But this is another reaction that I would cover if I was teaching fakes. The guy attacks in, picks his foot up. Just look for short offense options, run corner, go behind, things like that. Here's another instance where the guy tries to attack Jo's fake. He's able to pick his foot up. Again, here he gets back to his tie, the tie he wants, because the guy has to recover position. Here's another reaction where the guy just picks up one foot when he fakes. Fakes, one foot goes back and then comes back forward. So when his foot goes back, you could attack the position either by attacking the foot that doesn't move, or waiting for this foot to step back up and then attack it where it's going to be.